Hey indie filmmakers, Griffin here. I'm sure you've seen me wearing these before, my Sony MDR-V6 headphones. I use them in the field for shooting, I use them for editing. So you might wonder why today I am doing this. Because now they're wireless, right? Wireless headphones?
I can fix this, I think. Get me a wire stripper, a soldering iron, an 1/8-inch plug and jack, and I'll use this tiny $25 Bluetooth receiver. Link in the video description. Why resort to these extreme measures? I'm tired of tangled up headphone cables and getting snagged on other commuters' bags on the subway. My plan is to add a headphone plug to the end of this short cable, which can plug into the Bluetooth receiver, and I might as well add a jack to the remaining cable so I can still use it as an extension. And it's a great chance to practice my soldering on a longer cable before I screw up the headphones. First step is using the wire stripper to remove about 1 inch of insulation. Now this is not what I expected to see. It looks like toilet paper wrapped around 3 bare wires. Why aren't these wires each wrapped in insulation? How are they not shorting out? After some Googling, I learned that these wires are dipped in enamel. That's the color you're seeing, providing a thin layer of insulation. So I used a candle to burn off the enamel, to reveal the conducting wire. After opening up the jack, I better remember to feed the wire through the sleeve before soldering, otherwise it's impossible to close up the jack after making connections. The green wire goes to the left ear, the red is the right channel, and the gold is the ground. Here's where they match up on the jack. After feeding the wires and crimping the jack onto the cable, I heat up my soldering iron. The idea is to melt this metal solder onto the connections. It's conductive and will fuse the wire onto each connection. But these connections are so tiny and annoying, and after fumbling through my first attempt, I think some wires might have been touching each other, and maybe I got solder stuck between 2 different conductors on the jack. It was a mess. So when I tested the cable with another pair of headphones, the audio was dropping in and out. Something was shorting out. Signal was passing freely between multiple conductors. Luckily, I bought 2 sets of plugs and jacks, so I sliced off this mess and tried again. This time I kept the wires tighter, did a cleaner job with the soldering iron, and cut off the excess wire.
And it works! You're listening to me right now through the extension cable plugged into the microphone.
So now, with a 50% success rate, can I get the plug onto the headphones? I'll only get 1 shot because I can't cut this cable any shorter. Same process, strip the wire, melt the enamel, add the sleeve, feed the wires through the connecting points, crimp the plug onto the cable, and solder. Again, green is left, which connects to the tip of the plug, red is right, which is the middle ring, and gold is ground, which is the last conductor on the plug. I used a multimeter along the way to verify the connections and make sure I was plugging everything into the right spot. And now, the moment of truth. See if this plug works. Hooray, it works. So now I'm clipping the Bluetooth receiver onto the headphone cable, wrapping it around the earpiece, and plugging it in. Just pair the receiver with my iPhone or computer, and I'm ready to go. The great thing about this little receiver is it has volume and playback controls, so I don't need to fumble around with my phone. And I find I get about 3 hours of music or podcast listening before I need to recharge the Bluetooth battery. Finally, to cover up this flashing blue status light, I cut out a little black sticker. And because my ear pads had gotten so torn up over the years, I upgraded to these $30 leather ear pads. They feel great, and unlike cheaper ear pads, they don't trap heat against your ears. They actually stay nice and cool. Very comfortable. And the link to those, as well as the Sony headphones, the jumbo Bluetooth receiver, these are all in the video description. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you should actually click the like button. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Andy, say bye. It's really rude, Andy. Come on.